King's Country at kingscountry.net. It's got to be something in the water here in East Texas because we've got so many country stars from this region, including Miranda Lambert. She's from, I think, Lindale, Texas, just north of Beaumont, not too far. She was born and reared there. And speaking of Miranda, she did a surprise show at Nashville Station on Monday. Here's a clip of her performing Merle Haggard's Silver Wings, the late, great Merle. King's Country at kingscountry.net, coming to you from King of the Road production studio on the west end of Beaumont, a.k.a. the Cat House, the spare bedroom of my house. Been doing TV and radio from this spot for going on, how many years now? Who's counting? But at least 15. Thanks to the great technology we have today. When I started in radio back in the 80s, mid-80s, nobody even dreamed that we'd be able to do this. Back then, we'd call FM radio effing magic. That's what FM standard for back then. That was way before digital technology that allows me to do high-quality work cheaply from the spare bedroom of my home. But don't tell anybody. But please do tell them to stream King's Country, kingscountry.net, the most magnificent country music mix on the planet, bar none. More great tunage on the way with Colin Ray. One boy, one girl. Good morning. Streaming from the studios of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas. I'm Jim King of the radio and TV. And unfortunately, due to a ransom attack at Sinclair Broadcasting, the company where we take our shows and air them on the local stations here in southeast Texas, they are not able to accept a new episode this week, so we're going to re-air what we did last week. It's a good and it's worth re-airing again because Brad Broussard is in the Royal Spotlight. We have the Southeast Texas debut of Sasha McVeigh's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. And we're going to kick it off by going over to Honky Tonk, Texas, and looking in the rear view of that great Glenn Templeton concert.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road Show.
Oh, hail to the king.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road. Before we go any further, some people out here want to hear some love-making music. Some baby-making music. And that doesn't come any better way than by playing some Conway Twitty. Midnight moon drifting through the lazy sway of the tree. I saw the look in your eyes, looking into the night, not seeing what you wanted to see. But darling, don't say a word. I've already heard what your body's saying to mine. You're tired of fast moves, you got a slow groove on your mind. You want a man with a slow hand. You want a lover with an easy touch. You want somebody who will spend some time, not come and go in a heated rush. Baby, believe me, I understand. When it comes to love, you want a slow hand. Somebody scream.
Great to see you. Or can I call you GT?
You can call me GT. I've been called a lot worse.
Yeah, GT is what your friends call you, isn't it?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you returned to the scene of the crime. It was about a year ago you played at Honky Tonk, Texas last time, so it's deja vu.
Man, it's deja vu. This is a pretty hot crowd here, man. And we're glad to be invited back, man. These guys are always so good to us out here. State of Texas is always good to us. Everywhere we go is always really good to us. A lot of crowd energy. A lot of good times, and we like to leave a good taste in people's mouths so we get invited back. And it seems like that's happened this time. The parking lot's it's a testament to people still loving country music, man.
Yeah, we didn't even find our spot. We usually have a special spot right in front of the tour bus. It was already taken when we got here. But, yeah, you packed them in here again. You did that last time. I noticed on your tour schedule you're doing a lot of Texas and a lot of Louisiana these days.
A lot of Texas, a lot of Louisiana, because we just had that release here in Texas back the end of last year in the fall, and the song went to a number 8, and it was actually our first release into Texas. And then, we just keep picking up more and more dates, and we keep getting more and more momentum, and they just keep inviting us back, man, and anywhere they'll set up a stage, we'll show up and play.
The kind that can't be measured by degrees. Rambling fever. There ain't no kind of cure for my disease. Now there ain't no kind of cure for my disease.
Check out Glenn Templeton. He's kicking off the Jim King of the TV show once again this weekend. The segments are already streaming at JimKingOfTheRoad.com. Stream them now. And thanks for streaming King's Country at KingsCountry.net. King's Country at KingsCountry.net. Thanks for riding shotgun in the Red Rocket Cadillac style as we cruise down the highways, byways, and bayous of southeast Texas. Today is a TGIF edition. We are 16 days until daylight savings time, 9 days until Halloween. Today is National Nut Day. It's also October 22nd. A couple of back-in-the-day tidbits for your dining and dancing pleasure. 9 years ago on this date, 2012, do the math, Lance Armstrong was stripped of all 7 of his Tour de France titles. Also 9 years ago, Taylor Swift released her Red album. That's the one with We Are Never, Ever Getting Back Together and Begin Again. I remember when she was a country star. When she first came out, when she first broke out, she was in country music, and I guess wisely chose pop music. More bread in pop music, I guess. Another back-in-the-day tidbit, 33 years ago on this date, in 1988, Elton John sold out Madison Square Garden for a record 26th time. Remember seeing him here in Beaumont. He came all the way to Beaumont, out of his way to play at the Montaigne Center. Must have been about 15 years ago. Just Elton and his piano. Brought the house down. Remember that well. I'm Jim King. Thanks for listening. Here comes Jamie Johnson in color.
With the Father, my Son, and the Holy Ghost.
King's Country, KingsCountry.net. I'm Jim King of the radio. Thanks for streaming us on this TGIF edition of the Jim King of the radio show. It's your little respite from all the serious stuff in the world. You turn on the news and it can get so depressing. That's why I like to hang out with Suzanne Simmons at night, because she keeps me from watching the news. She doesn't really like it, and I understand that. I kind of overdose on it sometimes before I go over there, and then she's my respite from all that sad news. We got hooked on several shows recently. Big Sky, we watch every episode of that. We catch every episode of The Bachelorette and Bachelors in Paradise. We caught that, too. Watched every single episode of Breaking Bad. So like I said, turn off the news once in a while.
This is not headline news. The Nightmare on Elm Street house is for sale. That's the movie that stars the guy with Johnny Depp's hat, Billie Eilish's fingernails, and Steve Bannon's skin. Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson may be back together. Because at first, if you don't succeed, try again. A Michigan cat caught COVID. COVID causes cats to be lethargic and inattentive, which raises the question, how can you tell if a cat gets it? And today is National Nut Day. We understand Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend is having a huge celebration. This is not headline news.
Streaming from the studios of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas. This is where it all goes down for the TV and radio. Got kind of a respite, kind of a relaxed week as far as the TV goes. Unfortunately, the TV station was hacked. Apparently it was Russian ransom hackers that hacked them, Sinclair Broadcasting. So they're having some difficulties with their computer systems there. And consequently, there's no new episode of the Jim King of the TV show this weekend, so we're going to re-air the one we did last weekend. It's a good one. We kick it off with Glenn Templeton captured live at Honky Tonk, Texas and Silsbee, Texas. Then we have Sasha McVeigh's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. And we're going to close it out with Brad Broussard back in the Royal Spotlight with the Duck Hunter song, Duck Blind song. It's good stuff. That's our lineup this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. You can stream the segments right now at JimKingOfTheRoad.com.
She was in the backyard, say it was a little past 9.
King's Country at KingsCountry.net. Jim King of the Radio wrapping it up for another week. Watch the Jim King of the TV show this weekend. Don't be alarmed. It is a rerun. I've never done this before. Like I said earlier, there was a Russian ransom attack on Sinclair Broadcasting. They're dealing with it, probably having to redo all their computer systems. Anyhow, the show must go on. And speaking of the show, Matt Sebastian Band's going to be out at Pine Tree Lodge tonight, and yours truly will be there with Suzanne Simmons. Come by and say hi. Like to meet you. One of our fine sponsors, Pine Tree Lodge. Tomorrow night, they've got Thick as Thieves. They're a great band. Check out Pine Tree Lodge, and if you haven't been there in a while, come on out. It's a good weekend for Pine Tree Lodge. You keep between the ditches. Have a good one. We'll talk to you Monday, 10-ish, right here on King's Country at KingsCountry.net.